I am an immigration attorney and a partner at Harris Beach Murtha. We're a general practice law firm, but inside the law firm, I handle immigration law. So what I do is I help individuals and companies with securing visas, green cards, or U.S. citizenship. Military service is one of the best ways of securing status for family members of green card holders and U.S. citizens who joined the armed services. So first of all, who's eligible to join the armed services and impart those benefits? Only green card holders and U.S. citizens. And they can impart benefits onto their parents or spouses or children if they join the armed forces. And what are those benefits? So for example, a green card holder who joins the armed services could become a U.S. citizen in a much faster fashion. In 1 year, expedited naturalization can happen, as opposed to 3 to 5 years, which is the general timeline for other people who don't serve in the military. Another benefit of military service is green card spouses, so spouses of military folks who are on green cards. They're usually not allowed to live abroad for longer than 6 months a year. But if they're married to military service people, these spouses are allowed to live abroad to accompany their military spouse. That's a clear benefit. And they can naturalize abroad while serving abroad. And so if you serve in time of hostility and you're just a green card holder, you can become a naturalized citizen under a different provision of Immigration and Naturalization Act. The biggest benefit that I want to outline is what's called military parole in place. When a U.S. citizen joins the military service, then their parent, if the parent is undocumented, the parent can obtain what's called military parole in place. It is a provision that forgives any illegal entry and replaces it with a legal entry. That's the meaning of parole in place. It gives you a legal entry into this country, even if you never had one. Based on this legal entry, you could also get a work permit. And when the time is right, and the military person achieves the age of 21, they can petition for their parent and obtain permanent residence, because now that parent has a legal entry. So military parole in place, plus a petition for a parent of a U.S. citizen results in permanent residence for undocumented parents, spouses, or children of U.S. service members. This is something you would do independently with your own immigration attorney. Any service with any branch of the military service would qualify your family for military parole in place. It doesn't even have to be active duty. Another benefit for folks who are maybe not undocumented in that they do have a legal entry, so for example, the visa overstays. If you are a 18-year-old U.S. citizen and you register with the armed services and your parent is a visa overstay, that parent can obtain what's called military deferred action. Because the parent already has a legal entry, they don't need a legal entry any longer. What they need is for ICE to refrain from deporting that parent. And that's what military deferred action means. It means that ICE will withhold deportation, will refrain from deporting that parent, and during the period of deferred action will even grant work permit to the overstay parent. And with time, when the service member is 21 years of age, can petition for that overstay parent. And in between the age of 18 and the 21, the parent is protected by military deferred action against detention and deportation. It is of urgency these days. You cannot feel safe any longer because enforcement is at its peak right now. The government is actively looking for folks in irregular status. It is advisable at this point in time that anybody in irregular status seek a way to legalize. And the way to do so is to consult with a licensed immigration attorney who can come up with a legal strategy to get that person to a legal status. And as I mentioned, military service is my top choice for how families of U.S. citizens could become regular in their status and could legalize their situation. By far is my number one choice, because it beats all the others in how streamlined the process can be for obtaining military parole in place and then green card through adjustment of status. So specifically as to military parole in place, number one, consult an immigration attorney. Number two, register with military service. Number three, make sure you document good moral character. Number four, make sure there's no criminal convictions on the record. If there are, clean them up before this process occurs. And by cleaning up a criminal conviction, I mean getting it pardoned before starting this process. Most people coming for military parole in place do not have criminal convictions, so that's not an issue. Other things to remember is document the lack of legal entry, because I want to stress this, military parole in place is only for undocumented folks who have entered without inspection. It is not for visa overstays. It is not for people who once entered legally and then overstayed, meaning the person passed into the United States without detection. So we're seeking to help those people through military parole in place. But we have to prove that there has been no recorded legal entry. The lack of a legal entry is a prerequisite to getting military parole in place. That is the legal requirement for it. And it is a matter of discretion. It is at the discretion of USCIS, the governmental agency in charge of immigration benefits. So it's not a 100% guarantee. Even if you're a person of good moral character, even if you lack any criminal convictions, at the end of the day, USCIS has the discretion of giving you military parole in place. They usually exercise their discretion very favorably, precisely because we want people to serve in the armed forces of this country. The best way to address fear of ICE is to become legal. Proactively become legalized in this country, and you ought not to fear ICE any longer. And you do so by talking to immigration attorneys about your situation, which is deeply personal. The way you crossed the border, how long ago, what you have been doing on U.S. territory ever since, what are your criminal convictions or lack thereof, who is in your family, what financial resources you have, who do you work for. All of these very confidential pieces go into the recommendation that comes from an immigration attorney about how you should go about securing your legal status. Even veteran status can help with military parole in place or military deferred action. In many cases, citizenship has been granted posthumously for people who have died in service of our country. So, and they used to be green card holders only, and so they get citizenship posthumously, and their family members can benefit from that. For example, a widow of a fallen soldier who has just become posthumously a citizen can derive benefits, legalization benefits out of it. So absolutely, veteran status, whether you're still alive or whether you are posthumously designated a citizen, can help your family. I would differentiate fear of ICE from fear of armed services. I would specify that those two things are very separate, especially in the context of the Connecticut National Guard. I would fully encourage people to approach the Connecticut National Guard with trust and with a spirit of service, and discuss alternatives for their children, U.S. citizen children, in confidence and with trust that they will not be reported to ICE. And I think I want to make that clear. Connecticut National Guard does not report to ICE. And they are a perfect opportunity for service in the military. And with that opportunity comes immigration benefits. and it has nothing to do with ICE enforcement. In fact, it's an antidote to it. So I just want to make sure that the public understands that they can have trust in the institution of the Connecticut National Guard, in that they are, by law, not allowed to turn over to ICE anyone. Just as military parole in place provides that very good path towards legalization, there's other paths out there. For example, 42B, cancellation of removal, asylum, DACA with a travel permit, and the Calderon settlement could provide protection for New Englanders. All of these pathways are unknown to many undocumented. So right now, many undocumented watching us might not know what they're eligible for in order to legalize, and they live in fear instead of proactively legalizing their situation. Practitioners like me are out there to consult with them and help them out. Point to a legal strategy. Maybe it takes 3 steps, 4 steps, 7 steps. I have people who are now going through a 7-step long strategy to legalize their status, involving many family members. So it can get complicated, but you gotta do it, because what's no longer acceptable, especially now, is that you stay the status quo, that you stay undocumented, because staying undocumented makes you a target. So instead of staying undocumented, how about contemplating military service for the children, for a U.S. citizen child that's at least 17 years of age? How about that? And in my experience, it is children of immigrants who love this country and are very grateful to be here, and for all their parents have done and have gone through to get them here. And so those children are very ripe for serving in the armed services. So I would say to people watching us, how about contemplating military service and helping parents, spouses, or children legalize, and therefore not be afraid of ICE?